Is there anything more terrifying in modern baseball than the silence of a superstar pitcher walking off the mound holding his elbow? That is the question that has haunted the dreams of every single fan in Toronto for months. It's a visceral fear, a cold pit in the stomach that reminds us how fragile championship windows really are. Welcome back, everyone. Today, we aren't just talking about a medical report. We are talking about the heartbeat of a rotation that is trying to heal from the deepest scar imaginable, an extra innings Game 7 World Series loss. The Toronto Blue Jays are standing on the precipice of the 2026 season, staring down the barrel of a grueling AL East gauntlet, and the one weapon they desperately need to fire is finally showing signs of life. We are talking about Shane Bieber. The news breaking out of Dunedin this week isn't just a status update, it is a lifeline. For context, let's rewind the emotional tape. When the front office traded for Bieber during last season's stretch run, it was a gamble. It was an all-in push that nearly paid off with a ring. But when the dust settled and the confetti fell for the other team, the silence returned. Would he stay? Is his arm actually sound? The skepticism was deafening. Critics screamed that relying on a pitcher who had barely thrown in 2024 due to Tommy John surgery and only returned midsummer in 2025 was a recipe for disaster. They called it reckless. They called it a waste of payroll. But the organization doubled down, bringing him back to run it back. And now, finally, we have the first concrete evidence that this gamble might actually pay out. Manager John Schneider dropped a quote this Thursday that felt like oxygen entering a suffocating room. He told MLB.com that Bieber is throwing and feeling good, and is already out to 120 feet. This might sound like technical jargon to the casual observer, but to those who understand the biomechanics of pitching rehabilitation, 120 feet is a massive milestone. It means the structural integrity is holding. It means the torque is being applied without pain. Schneider added that within the next week or two, Bieber will be getting off the mound. This is the moment where the narrative shifts from injured list liability to potential ace. But let's not kid ourselves. The anxiety isn't gone. It's just dormant. The ghost of that 2024 season, where he made only 2 starts before his elbow snapped, still lingers in the hallways of the complex. The tension is palpable, and the stakes couldn't be higher. To truly understand why this update on Shane Bieber is so monumental, we have to look at the graveyard of pitching careers that couldn't bounce back from the second chapter of recovery. History is littered with former Cy Young winners who tried to rush the process and ended up as cautionary tales. Think about the trajectory of guys like Matt Harvey or even the struggles of Noah Syndergaard post-surgery. The arm is a fickle instrument. It doesn't care about your contract, and it certainly doesn't care about the fans' desire for a trophy. Bieber knows this. That is why his own words from a week ago, saying he would be slow and smart, are actually more important than the manager's optimism. This is a pitcher who understands that 2026 isn't a sprint. It's a minefield he has to navigate blindfolded. Let's look at the tactical evolution here. When Bieber was at his absolute peak with Cleveland, winning the Triple Crown of pitching, he was a finesse artist with elite velocity. But post-surgery pitchers often have to reinvent themselves. We saw this with Justin Verlander, who came back older but wiser, relying more on tunnel vision and spin efficiency than raw power. The Blue Jays aren't just waiting for Bieber's arm to heal, they are waiting to see which version of Bieber steps onto the mound. Will it be the strikeout artist of 2020 or a crafty veteran who induces soft contact? The 120-foot throwing program suggests his arm strength is returning, but the real test comes when he has to snap off a curveball with a batter in the box. Furthermore, we have to contextualize this within the Blue Jays' recent history. This franchise has been burned before by high-profile pitching acquisitions that fizzled out due to health. Remember the frustration surrounding Hyunjin Ryu's final days in Toronto? The flashes of brilliance interrupted by long stints on the IL? The fanbase has PTSD from watching elite talent watch games from the dugout in hoodies. That is why the reaction to Schneider's update is so complex. It's not unbridled joy, it's cautious relief. It's the feeling of walking on a frozen lake and hearing the ice creak, but not crack. The fact that Bieber is rejoining forces with a team that was one inning away from glory adds a Shakespearean layer to this. He isn't just rehabbing an injury, he is rehabbing a broken dream. The unfinished business narrative is strong, but narratives don't throw strikes. Ligaments do. And right now, those ligaments are holding up. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty of what this means for the roster construction and the dreaded cap hit implications. If Shane Bieber is healthy, he is arguably the greatest value signing in the league, regardless of the actual dollar amount. Why? Because an ace-caliber pitcher on a prove-it deal or a short-term extension provides a surplus value that you simply cannot buy on the open market without spending $300 million. However, if he suffers a setback, he becomes dead weight on the payroll that prevents the front office from acquiring deadline help. This is the high-wire act the general manager is performing. The projection models are fascinating right now. If Bieber can give Toronto just 140 to 150 high-quality innings, the Blue Jays' rotation transforms from good to lethal. But we have to discuss the load management scenario. Schneider mentioned that there are options coming too. This is code for, we are not going to let him throw 200 innings. The days of the workhorse Bieber might be over, and that changes the entire bullpen strategy. If Bieber is on a strict pitch count, say 85 pitches or 2 times through the order, it puts immense pressure on the middle relief corps. This impacts the roster spots for guys on the bubble. Suddenly, having a long man or a swingman becomes more valuable than a specialist lefty. The ripple effect of Bieber's health touches every single locker in that clubhouse. It dictates how the manager uses his bullpen in April, which in turn dictates how fresh those arms are in September. And let's listen to the voice of the streets. The fan base is currently split down the middle, a civil war of emotions. On one side, you have the optimists, the folks who are already ordering their Bieber jerseys, convinced that a healthy rotation is the final piece of the puzzle. They see the 120-foot throwing sessions as a guarantee of a Cy Young campaign. On the other side, you have the doomers, the scarred veterans of Toronto sports heartbreak, who are convinced this is a smokescreen. They are posting on social media, "Wake me up when he makes his 5th start in May." They fear that the team is relying too heavily on a damaged asset instead of having gone out and signed a durable, boring innings eater. This division is what makes sports so beautiful and so agonizing. Every update is a Rorschach test. You see what you want to see. But the data doesn't lie. He is progressing. He is moving forward. And for now, that has to be enough. So, where does this leave us as we stare at the calendar with the regular season just over a month away? The verdict is cautiously optimistic, but with a heavy emphasis on caution. Shane Bieber is winning the battle against his own biology right now. He is hitting his markers. He is smiling in the dugout. But the war hasn't even started yet. The true test won't be in the sunny, relaxed atmosphere of Dunedin. It will be on a cold, rainy Tuesday night in April at Rogers Center, or in the hostile environment of Yankee Stadium. That is when the scar tissue, both physical and mental, will be tested. The Blue Jays are trying to climb a mountain that they fell off of in the most painful way possible last year. Bieber is their climbing gear. If the gear holds, they reach the summit. If it snaps, they fall. We must also consider the psychological boost this gives the rest of the team. When your stars are healthy, everyone walks a little taller. Vladimir, Guerrero Jr., Bo Bichette, and the rest of the core see Bieber working his tail off, and it sets a standard. It tells the room, we are not giving up. We are fixing what is broken, and we are going back to war. This isn't just about an elbow, it's about belief. The manager knows it, the players know it, and deep down, even the most cynical fan knows it. The 2026 season hangs in the balance of that right arm. Now, I want to hear from you. I want you to look me in the eye, digitally speaking, and tell me your honest gut feeling. Do you trust the process? Do you think Shane Bieber makes it through the season as a dominant force, or is the team making a mistake by banking on his health? Are you ready to get hurt again, Or is this finally the year the baseball gods smile on Toronto? Drop your predictions in the comments below. Don't just give me a yes or no, give me your rotation projections. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button like it's a hanging curveball, and subscribe for more exclusive, no-nonsense coverage. We are on the road to opening day, and we are walking it together. Stay sharp, everyone.